Good morning, everyone. Thanks so much for joining. We are going to go ahead and get started. Happy new month. Happy September. Aren't you guys excited to be in a whole new month? I'm excited. That means it's time for fresh things, good things to happen. And what better way to get it started with controlling your finances and fixing your finances, right? I hope you guys have a really prosperous and fruitful September. So let's see who's all in here. It's a really beautiful day here in Dallas, Texas. I can't wait until the weather start cooling off a little bit. I am over it. I'm over the very hot heat that we've been getting. So finally, I think it's about to cool down. So we are here today to discuss, well, we are actually going to set up our budget for this month. And this is called a zero-based budget. So that's what we're going to put together today. We're going to budget together, look at our numbers, and put together what we call a zero-based budget. And I'll explain more in a minute. So I am going to share my screen and we're going to get it started. I don't want to keep you guys in here too long. I know you're probably at work. Maybe you're sneaking on the phone right now while you're working. Maybe you're on lunch. Maybe you're getting a bite to eat, but we're going to go ahead and get this started, okay? So, again, thank you so much for joining. I want all of you guys to love your budget. I know the word budget may make a lot of people feel like you are restricting yourself of something. And I really want to just change the narrative of that. I want you guys to fall in love with your budget, okay? So give your budget a name. What I have done, I have personally named my budget the prosperity plan. So let me know in the chat, give yourself your budget a name and let me know in the chat what type of name that you come up with. Great. Okay. And then I also want you guys to give yourself be committed. So your commitment can be something like this. For example, you could say, I want to save at least $5,000 by September the 30th of 2022. And I would do this by giving up overspending on entertainment. I know that's my personal problem. I like to enjoy myself, and a lot of times I overspend on entertainment. So that's my commitment today is to try to give up a little of my entertainment. And I am wanting to save at least $5,000 by the end of September. So now I want to hear your commitment and put it in the comments below. What do you guys commit for the month of September? How much do you want to save and what are you willing to give up? If you're not comfortable with putting it in the chat, that's totally okay. But I definitely want you guys to commit because you need to know, you at least need a goal of what you want to accomplish and how much money that you want to actually save for this month. And I also want you guys to give yourself a really good why. Make sure your why is strong. For example, the reason why I want to save is because I want to be able to pay for my kids' education and become more financially free. I am a single mother of 4 kids. 3 are in college. One is a senior this year. So she will be going off to college pretty soon. So then I have 4 kids in college. So the reason why I want to save is because I don't want them to get into a lot of debt, and I want to be able to pay the debt as we go while they're getting their education. And just being a single mom, I just want to become more financially free for them so we can have more choices. So, what is your why? Who's willing to share what their why is? Because if your why is not strong enough, it's not going to work for you. There's going to be times, for example, you may have $100 and you may want to just mess up the $100. Or when you know you should be at least putting that $100 towards your savings. But if your why is strong enough, it's going to motivate you to be more likely to put the $100 towards your savings. And that's the reason why you need a very strong why to help you motivate, to help you, okay, to motivate you. Okay, so we got that out the way. So we name our budget, we committed to ourselves how much we want to save, what we're willing to give up, and also we gave ourselves a really strong why. So now let's get it started. So, what we are going to put together today is called a zero based budget. You may ask yourself, what is a zero based budget? A zero based budget is when you calculate your income minus your expenses, and then that will equals out to $0. For example, once we do crunch the numbers, put all of our calculations together, it must equals out to 0. For example, let's say once you put your numbers together and you have $300 left over, you would need to figure out where to put that $300. So we need to make sure that everything again equals out to 0. That's what a zero based budget is. Okay. And this is the most common way to budget. And please, guys, do not make this complicated. There's different ways you can budget. You can use spreadsheets, envelopes. I know there's a lot of information out there on the internet with different budgeting strategies. But today, we're going to keep it very simple. Just get your pen and paper together. All you need is just a blank sheet. And we are just going to put together a monthly overview of our finances. Okay. Again, we're going to keep it very, very simple. So let me know in the chat how are you guys feeling right now? Are you having anxiety or are you feeling pretty happy? Just let me know. I just want to know the emotions that's in the room. Let me know how you guys are feeling. Okay. Okay, great. Okay, so I'm excited. I'm excited because I have learned this strategy and I just wanted to share with you guys today. My personal goal is to help 100 people save at least $100 to $300 in the month of September. And this is the perfect way for me to share and reach more people because I want to help the masses. I want to help a lot of you guys save money. Okay. And also, quickly, I just want to let you guys know, just give yourself grace. Budgeting is it's not an easy job when you first get started. Of course, you're gonna learn in the progress. It's gonna get easier and easier month after month. So just give yourself some grace. Do not give up. It's not gonna be perfect. Trust me. It took me months and months and months before I finally came up with a budget that works for me. Okay. It's called personal finances for a reason because it's personal to you. What may work for you may not work for me. So over the months, you will be able to establish what works for you. Okay. So this, what we're putting together is going to be a monthly overview, and this is a mock budget. This is not my actual numbers, okay? I am actually an entrepreneur. I'm a business owner. So my income is irregular. It gets really complicated when you're a business owner, okay? And majority of you guys work a 9 to 5 and get paid bi-weekly. So for the sakes of that, I'm going to make some more videos, and I'm going to go over a bi-weekly budget for someone that works a 9 to 5 and also for entrepreneurs. So that will come later on down the road, okay? So moving along, let's get it started. So the first thing we need to come up with is to determine what our income is for the month of September. You would think this is pretty much self-explanatory. However, some people don't even know how much money is coming in. Therefore, I told you guys to make sure you have your bank statements, your check stubs, and your utility bills so you can look at the numbers. So for example, I put my work income as $4,500. Let's say I have a side hustle where I'm babysitting my neighbor's son for $500 a month. If I had Social Security, that's a source of income. I would place it there. But in this case, I'm just going to put 0. So that would give the total income that I receive is $5,000, just to keep it simple. So make sure you list all of your income there. Perfect. So I want you guys to drop a little smiley face if you have determined how much money is coming in. Drop a little smiley face in the chat. See, this is not as scary as you guys thought it would be, right? Drop a little smiley face. We're almost there. Believe it or not, a lot of people don't even know the income that's coming in. If you have irregular income, maybe you need to look at your last 6 months and just give an average of how much is coming in, and then put it there for your income. Perfect. Okay, so we're good on that part, right? We have established the income part. That's pretty much the easiest part so far. Next, moving along, let's determine our fixed expenses. So there's 2 types of expenses. One is fixed, and then the other one is variable. So the reason why I have 2 columns, one for fixed and then the other one is for variable, is because when it's time for us to make some changes, we would need to go through the variable area. So that's the reason why I had you guys to separate your fixed expenses from your variable expenses, okay? So let me give you a definition of what a fixed expense is. That's an expense that stays the same. For example, let's say if my rent was $1,000 a month, I know every month my rent is $1,000 and it would never increase. Therefore, it's considered a fixed expense. So I will put $1,000 for my rent as a fixed expense. Another example is insurance. You will put your insurance, maybe car insurance, life insurance. It's the same every month. You will put it there. Subscriptions. Now, subscriptions, they're the devil. So I'm going to set up a specific day that I'm just going to talk about subscriptions, because I've noticed a lot of the subscriptions that we have that's coming out of our checking account, we don't even know or even remember that the money is coming out. So we are going to have a day just where I'm just talking about subscriptions, and we're going to go over our checking account statements, and we're going to determine what's been coming out every month. And there's also apps that I will tell you guys that you can use to figure out what's coming out every month. And we may need to delete some of those. So we would have extra money every month to maybe put towards our savings or paying down our debt payments. Another expense could be internet, cell phone, childcare. Let's talk about minimum credit card payments, okay? I want you guys to list your minimum credit card payments here, because we do not want to ding on your credit report if you're 30 days late. Okay, so you will list all of your minimum payments here. Hopefully you guys are not paying just the minimum. Okay, it's always best to pay more than the minimum payment, but I totally understand if you're maybe on a fixed income and that's all that you can pay. So list all of your credit card minimum payments here. Water bill, I put my water bill under my fixed expense because it's usually the same amount. Some people may put it under variable. It's totally up to you. If you have a car payment, you'll list it there. Netflix is another subscription. So just list all of your fixed expenses here. And I'll give you guys time to do that. Let's say internet, $50, cell phone, 50. Childcare is expensive. I'll probably say $1,000. No, 500, 800 for childcare. Car no payment. Let's say 300. Netflix is usually like $20. They keep increasing it every month. So once you guys determine your fixed expenses, I want you to calculate it. So now it's time to bring out your calculator. Sorry, yes, we have to do some little work here. So pull out your calculator and I want you guys to add all of your fixed expenses. And I want you to put the total right here. For the sakes of the video, for the Zoom call today, I just, for easy purposes, I just put that my fixed expenses equals out to $2,500. So after you determine all your fixed expenses, I want you to add them all together and put the total right there. Okay, so moving along, now we're gonna talk about variable. Variable expenses is the opposite of fixed, okay? So variable expenses, the amount is different every month. For example, groceries, you may spend $500 this month on groceries. Maybe next month you want to reduce and maybe spend $300 in groceries. And some people put their light bill under fixed, some people put it under variable. Like I said, this is for you, this is your budget. You can put it under which one you feel comfortable with. I like to put it under variable expense. Okay, and then eating out. Some people like to use food where they will include the groceries and eating out together. But I actually like to see how much is going towards groceries and how much is going towards eating out, because I do eat out a lot and I want to be able to manage my eating out amount. So I like to put two different categories under there. Another category under variable can be gas, clothing, household items, pet food. If you have a smoking habit, put it here. Let me put $100 there. Healthcare expenses, let me put 50. Kids, kids always need things, field trips, whatever may be the case. Miscellaneous, maybe $50 there. Debt payments, maybe 300. Events this month. Do not forget any events that you know that you are going to be participating with, okay? That you're going to attend. For example, if you know your cousin's birthday is on the 12th of this month, you need to plan for that. So put some money aside just for the birthday. Savings goal. So at the top, I said I want to save at least $5,000. So my savings will be that amount, okay? But for the sakes of today, I'll just put maybe 500. Now, giving is totally up to you. Some people give 10% to a church or family members. If you're not a giver, it's okay. I don't judge anyone. This is a non-judgmental zone. I'm gonna put $200 for giving. Let me just plug in these numbers here. Let's see, gas, 100, clothing, household items, pet food. Okay, so I just plugged in some numbers. So, okay. So do you see this in in blue? I'm sorry. Do you see these 4 items that's in blue? These are the must-haves that I noticed a lot of you guys are missing out of your budget. And that is a buffer, savings. We already put savings there. Fun, and giving. So we did discuss giving, savings. A buffer. What is a buffer? A buffer, for example, all those things, unexpected things always happen. So we need to always plan for that. If you maybe miscalculated, at least put a buffer of $100. Now, if your income is not as much, maybe on a fixed income, maybe your buffer should only be $50. But if you have a higher income and you have money left over every month, then I recommend you putting at least $100 for your buffer, okay? And fun, let's talk about fun. So a lot of you guys thought that a budget mean you can't have fun, and that's not true. Make sure you're putting some money aside for fun. Here I put $300. So a budget doesn't mean that you cannot have fun and entertain yourself. You're just being more intentional with your money, okay? My budget allows me to have fun and it allows me to save for a rainy day. So after you calculate all of your variable expenses, you will put the total here. Let me give you guys time to calculate all of your variable expenses and put the total there. So for the sakes of this video, I'm going to say that my variable expenses was $2,500. Okay, so now I want you guys to add your fixed and variable expenses together. So I'm gonna add 2,500 plus my fixed expense, which was 2,500, that equals $5,000. And then I'm gonna take that 5,000 and subtract it by my total income, which is $5,000. Therefore, that equals $0. My total is $0. And that's what a zero-based budget is. That's when every dollar is accounted for, you give every dollar a job, and it equals 0. Okay? So now I want you guys to let me know, after you did your calculations, was your total positive or was it negative? Did you have a surplus where there was money left over? Or were there like a deficit? Maybe you're negative $300, $500. Let me know in the comments if you're willing to share. You do not have to, but if you're willing to share, let me know in the comments if after you put your numbers together, if you were in the positive or the negative. I'm gonna let you guys know what to do with each one of those. Okay, positive, positive, negative, some negatives. Okay, so if you were in the positive, that means you're not done. Okay. Let's say you were positive $500. So now I want you to take that $500 and you must determine where you want to put that money. Maybe you want to put $250 towards your savings and $250 in your fund category. It's totally up to you, but I need for you to assign a category where you're going to put that $500. Once you have done that, then that would give you 0. And that's the number that we want. Goose eggs, 0. That's what a zero-based budget is all about. Is the total must be 0. You guys got that? Pretty self-explanatory? Okay, perfect. So now let's talk about if you guys are in the negative, if there's a deficit. Okay, let's say it's negative $500 after you did your calculations. So I want you to go back to this little area here, your variable, okay? And I want you guys to reduce. Maybe groceries, instead of paying $500, you maybe need to reduce that to maybe $400. So there's an extra $100 there. So now you're down to 400. Oh God, why did that pop up? Okay. Oh, I guess it's only 45 minutes. Okay, so let me try to wrap it up. So you will reduce that amount down to 500, and then it will get you to 500. Now, maybe if your deficit is maybe $1,000, that tells me that's an income problem. You either need to work extra hours, maybe take on a side hustle, maybe do Uber Eats, Lyft, whatever you can to get extra money. But that indicates to me it's an income problem. And if you want to talk with me and we can come up with a strategy to help you out with your budget and figure out ways what you can do, you can book a call with me. I will give that information in the group. Okay, if you want a strategy phone call with me, and I will be your accountability partner and help you figure your budget out. So, guys, we have completed a zero-based budget. I am so proud of everyone. Just know this is not it, okay? This is just you just getting an overview of your monthly numbers. So now you're able to figure out your income, how much money you have coming in, and how much money you got going out. Trust me, most Americans have no clue what's coming in and have no clue what's going out. They're living paycheck to paycheck, but it's time to stop that rat race. Okay, it's time to stop living paycheck to paycheck. And the way you stop living paycheck to paycheck is that you have to put all of your finances in order. Okay, and you do that by setting up a budget. You do that by saving for a rainy day. Okay. And just stay tuned. We're going to talk more about sinking funds. It's going to get really cute and sexy in here, okay? I'm going to make budgeting fun for you guys. So it's going to get really cute and sexy. Just stay tuned. We're going to talk about sinking funds, the envelope system, spreadsheets, different ways to budget, subscriptions, budget by paycheck, and also budgeting if you're an entrepreneur, plus more. So stay tuned and stay plugged in. If you guys got any questions, please feel free to address them in the group in the Boost Your Credit Score Fast. That's a group that we have on Facebook. Most of you guys are already in there. Again, the group name is Boost Your Credit Scores Fast. And just get ready because we're talking about budgeting all September, okay? And I wish you guys a very prosperous September. Thank you so much for joining. I know your time is precious. And see you guys in the group. Bye for now.